I don't know. I would guess I'd say midway through the third. I felt pretty good in the first half, but halftime can always kind of derail things and slow things up. But I was able to get it going once again in the third quarter, and I knew it could be one of those nights.
Spence said he nearly took you out after three. The repercussions of that would have been what at that point?
Well, after three quarters, I wouldn't have hit 50 on a home floor. This is my first time I've ever scored 50 on the home court. I've done it so many times on the road, but not at home, and to be able to do it in front of these fans. So, he said he's going to give me a couple more minutes in the fourth, but, he gave me more than a few minutes.
What's this? I mean, you always talk about deferring and making the smart basketball play and how you enjoy pass as much as anything, but what does this mean to you? Just to do it, not just score 60, but to do it so efficiently?
It means everything in the sense that, first of all, I was able to do it in a win. Second of all, I probably had, I would say, 3 or 4 just heat check shots where, out of rhythm and just taking them. And third, for me, to be able to do it with a group of guys that I just will do anything for means more than means so much. These guys are really true brothers of mine, and to be able to have accomplishments like that, in front of my brothers, man, it means so much.
Ron, you've had games, obviously, where you felt that glue, but how different did tonight feel, if at all, when you're in the middle of it?
It felt like I had a golf ball thrown into the ocean. So especially in that third quarter, at one point I pulled up behind the three-point line, probably like 30 feet, and when that one went in, I knew I was in a really, really good groove. I'm not much of a three-point shooter. I've worked on it, but hey, it was great to knock a few down.
LeBron, yesterday happened to be the anniversary of Wilt's 100-point game. Do you think you have that in you if you really want
to score 100? I don't know, man. That's cutting it, man. It's my first 60-point game, so to think I can go for another 39, that's a little out of control.
We're used to seeing you pass out of double teams pretty automatically. What was going through your head when they started sending doubles at you?
The first time it happened to me probably since I was in high school. I feel like I was in a boxing one, where teams were boxing one me and just try to make me pass. And I had one turnover. Zeller kind of surprised me one time, and he got the steal. And the next time I was able to attack him and still get around him, and just trying to still be aggressive. And I think it really helped when Bird hit that three as well. Bird got into the mix and made a three, so it kept him off balance.
I think it was after the timeout when you got 57. I think there was a stoppage, either 55 or 57. I can't remember. And you took a really long look into the crowd while you were, fiddling with your mask and adjusting it. It just seemed like you were just soaking it in and savoring it. How rare are those moments for you?
Well, and I haven't had an opportunity to soak it in or favor it just yet. It's a surreal feeling for me right now, and I don't know when I'll have an opportunity to really to understand what I was able to accomplish tonight as an individual. Like I said, the excitement from the fans, they were showing me that I was doing something special. Looking over to our bench and seeing them, really, excited about what I was doing, they showed me that I was doing something special. When you're in the zone, you're just out playing. You're just out, doing, what needs to be done to help the team win, and you feel great, but you kind of lose sense of what has actually happened.
How many texts on the phone?
I was at 45. The last, I had to stop. I wanted to get dressed. I had to come talk to you guys. So, and it's probably more than that right now. So.
Did Dwayne say anything after the game or during the game?
With D-Wade, when I walked out of the locker room in the third quarter, he said, "You better get 40." And I had 40 when he came to sit back down in the third quarter.
So it's not like a perfect game to worry about jinxing you?
Nah.
Is it any extra special doing it against Michael Jordan's team?
No. That's a good question, though. But, no, it's not. No, not at all.
Does it kind of blow your mind that Shane, and a few of the shots at the end, obviously, a couple of late threes, they were probably forces, but Shane compared you to Will in that, just that kind of efficiency to score 60 on really what was like 28 or 29 real shots.
Right. Like I said, I was talking to my English after the game, on our radio, and he said that he was throwing out the statistics and the numbers, and 22 for 33, and he told me that was my most field goals ever made, and but it wasn't my most shot attempts ever taken, so That let me know right then and there I was very efficient. And, like I said, I had 3 or 4 throwaway shots. But for the most part, I was just locked in. I was trying to take the best shots I could. I felt in a good rhythm. I was coming off pick and rolls. They were dropping me or going under. I was pulling up. When I had one-on-one matchups, I was getting either into the paint or shooting a short jump shot and just trying to be aggressive.
You've heard an awful lot the last few weeks about the MVP and how you might not necessarily be the front runner for that. I know you're not in the statements necessarily. Does this one maybe resonate a little bit more?
It may be. Listen, for me, I tell you guys all the time, every night I go on the floor, I want to be the MVP. You know, MVP of this league, MVP for this team, MVP for me, for myself, my family. You know, I've set a high standard, and I have to live by that. I have to live by it because there's so many kids that look up to me, not only my 2 kids, but so many kids that look up to me as the best, I guess, you know, or look at me as a role model or as a leader. So I have a responsibility, and I try to put that into the forefront every night. So, you know, whoever got to vote, it's up to you guys to vote on who it is. It's still a long season, though.
LeBron, you expect to hear from Glenn Rice about taking down his franchise record?
He comes to a few games, but we hitting the road again. So, you know, maybe when we come back.
Any sympathy for Al Jefferson?
38-19.
Yeah.
That was amazing. That was spectacular numbers, man. And no sympathy at all. No sympathy.
He said tonight that if you go by their scout, these are the shots that they want you to take.
Mm-hmm.
You're kind of rewriting team scouting reports.
Well, I mean, those are the shots every team want me to take, but I knock them down. So, you know, they continue to say, well, you know, let's keep him out the paint, keep him out of transition, let's make him take jump shots, let's make him take threes. So, you know, whatever the defense give me or whatever I want to take, you know, I'm shooting 58% from the floor. You know, it's not like I'm shooting 45 or something like that. I'm being very efficient because we have not only a great system we have in place, but so many great teammates, and I'm allowed to do so many things out on the floor. So, you know, we'll see what the defense key is tomorrow, you know, in Houston.
As far as Houston tomorrow, what challenges you guys face going against?
Got to keep those guys out of transition. Him being #1, he's an attack guy. He gets a lot of points in transition, just like myself, just like D-Wade, just like some of the greats that we have in our game. And we got to do a work on Dwight. He's going to be a big force for us. We understand that. But also, you know, it's other guys around him to shoot so many threes. Chandler Parsons and, you know, Jeremy Lin and Omar Caspi and, you know, Francisco Garcia. And, you know, Terrence Jones been playing some great basketball. I know their whole lineup, but I know everything that they do. So I'm locked in.
LeBron, you have a catalog of your best games in your career off the top of your head, regular season games. Where does this?
It would probably be #1. I mean, because it's right here. I mean, it's right now. I think I've had so many, you know, individual, you know, great games, and I always kind of go back to the, you know, my Eastern Conference Finals Game 5 in Detroit. I mean, well, you said regular season, but that kind of always sticks with me. But I had a regular season game in Milwaukee a few years ago when I was in Cleveland, where I went nuts in the third quarter as well. But and this is right now, you know, so it's kind of fresh in my mind. It's hard for me. I haven't really kind of grasped what just happened. You know, I'm about to go to the airport. I'm by myself. I might have an opportunity to try to think about it now.
56.